52. Don't get nervous.
They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run. Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. It's a gain of 4, and it gets them to first.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
On second down, it's Bell. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Third and long, it's Darnold. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Cordray Tankersley with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. Well, it was third down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on second and 13. Darnold from the gun. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Throwing here on third down, Darnold. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Aqib Talib. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Push him back. Push him back.
Washington gets it going right. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this third down. From the gun, it's Rosen. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. His throw incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And it'll bring up third down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Pierre Garçon, the intended receiver. But it's going to be 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Darnold to throw again. A screen to Bell. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
It's a gain of just a couple there, but it's enough to get them to first. Again, Darnold. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked up by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
On 2nd down, Washington. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. shot at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He was brought down by Darryl Roberts. If this defense wants to stay in this ball game, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
On play action, Rosen. Pressure comes and down goes Rosen. Quentin Williams. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
3rd and long here for Rosen. And he's got it to Hearns. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 34-yard line.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Pro Bowler C.J. Mosley, the Ravens' leading tackler last year, up to make the stop.
At the 16-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On the toss play, this is Washington. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. DeAndre Washington with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Darnold off the play fake to Bell. Bearing it deep for Garcon. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see.
And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety. Parker, the intended target. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. The safety, Rashad Jones, brings him down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Kevon Seymour. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On second down now. It's Washington, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. From the 29, Darnold. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know, but all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
And able to find Garcon. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. He got 29 yards that time. This is Bell. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Darnold. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jerome Baker, and he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
You know, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off here, the 32. Parker unable to get that one.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 32.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Here's second and 10 now from about the 32. A final shot before the break. Darnold airing it deep for Garcia. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Akeem Talib. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started.
We play to win. Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They'll get this out in a hurry to Parker. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. On third down, Rosen looks to throw, fires right side, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. Here's Matt Hawk now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 27-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Bell, of course, 3-time 1,000-yard rusher. Sat out 2018, but you look back to 2017, a tick under 1,300 yards and almost 700 more receiving. Now, after the run by Bell, here's another first and 10.
55, right there in the middle. I'm coming for you.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10 coming up.
55, my God, 55. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. It's caught by Garcon.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They're going to go. It's Darnold. Found his target. It's Anderson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 27 yards, a big play there on fourth. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory as they've got it to the 28-yard line. On the counter, here's Bell. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They'll go again with Bell, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now the dual threat man, this is DJ Foster. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Now Darnold. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. This one into the hands of the running back, Balaj. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware the ball may come your way.
Now Rosen looking to throw. And he finds Parker here, complete. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Rosen will throw. Incomplete. This is Albert Wilson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. Rosen now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. He was looking for Parker that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Rosen to throw again. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 15. And now it's Rosen looking. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
The Jets take over first and 10.
Let's go, get started. Let's go, let's go.
17-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. Darnold on first down. Goes underneath for Bell. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Darnold. A screen to Bell. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Throwing here on 3rd down. Darnold. Caught here by Bell. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Pilot, 64, weak.
And here we go on 4th. Darnold. He gets this one to Garcon. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have the first. Darnold going to lead the offense up 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. A first down carry for Bell, but he'll work forward for only about a yard. Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 50, it's Darnold. Caught left side, Garcon. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
One second, lady. One second. Kill. 80 weapon. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A shotgun snap for Darnold. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally.
6-6, pull it high.
First down and goal to go.
Now Bell. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded at the 2. And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
At the 28-yard line.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
You better be afraid of me. Check 43. Eyes up, eyes up, eyes up. 57's Mike. Mike 57. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming.
Staying on the ground with Washington. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
General West.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. They run with Washington. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
On first, here's Washington. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. And an alley to run. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Try to pound it in with Washington. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
The Jets take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Darnold. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Darnold now to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Incomplete. It's fourth down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Taco Charlton. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one.
57's Mike. Man out, man out, man out, man out. Alert, alert, alert. 57's Mike. Mike 57. There's a party now. Hey, Echo.
Oh, Rosen's going to throw it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 10. And